Maria Thacker with Georgia Bio and co-chair of the Communications Committee for the Coalition for State Biosciences Institutes. Today I'm here with Pete Pellerito with Bio and Liisa Bozinovic, Executive Director of the Biocom Institute and co-chair of the Coalition for State Bioscience Institute. In conjunction with the 2016 Bio Convention, the Coalition for State Bioscience Institutes, CSBI, is releasing the 2016 LiveScience Workforce Trends Report. The report provides a national snapshot of current and projected talent needs in the life sciences industry. So Pete, Bio just released the important biennial Life Science Economic Impact Report. Why is this national workforce report important?
Well, I think it's important for our industry to understand the size and diversity of who we are. I think it's important for other stakeholders who are partners in the conversation, including the academic research community, federal and state government policymakers, economic development agencies, and I think in general the media, who then transmits and understands that we have 1.66 million people in our industry and 77,000 companies. And our companies, employees actually, on average nationally, make almost $95,000 a year, a substantial amount of money when you compare it to the private sector here in the U.S. And there's also another community that we're very interested in making sure that they see. It's the international community, because we are the world leader in this industry in both R&D and communications. It's important for them to have seen it also. So we release it, certainly at the convention, to help that broader audience understand who we are and what we do.
Great. Thank you, Pete. So Liisa, what skills are the companies looking for when it comes to big data?
So today, life science companies are managing enormous data sets to advance precision medicine and genomics and proteomics research, as well as the shift that hospitals are making towards electronic patient records. This is creating a need for employees with skills in collecting, managing, analyzing, and interpreting large data sets.
Great, thank you. Pete, why is it so important to companies to hire individuals that understand the regulatory environment and the reimbursement funds?
Well, the industry is 40 years old now, our portion of it, biology-based research and development. And because we're a fairly new industry and we have a federal government and state governments who have varying degrees of understanding of our industry in general in the first place, we are constantly trying to help them reevaluate how regulatory affairs impacts the ability for our companies to do research and development all along the way. This is a risky industry. For every 10 products that go into testing, normally one comes through. So having predictability from regulators requires all of us, to be in understanding of what the details of what we as an industry have to do to be successful. So regulatory is very important to us. And again, it's certainly on the federal level, but it absolutely is on the state level too. They are, when you look at what is needed to certify a laboratory, for example, it's very complicated, very expensive. If public officials understand who we are and what we do as relates to regulatory affairs, we'll all be better off in the long term. So yeah, it's very important to us.
The report implies that technical skills, Liisa, can only get you so far. What soft skills are most executives seeking in their employees?
So executives cite over and over again that communication is the number one soft skill required, but along with that, teamwork and the ability to problem solve in an environment of ambiguity is just as critical, and even sometimes more so than the technical skills.
Pete, the record increase in life science job postings in 2015 is quite impressive. How does that align with the data just released in Bio's Economic Impact Report?
Well, actually, when we released this document yesterday with two governors, we emphasized the fact that our industry has actually grown even through the recession and the early parts of the recovery. So that kind of information, I think, spurs on not only our companies, but it also spurs on economic development agencies and state governments, and even to some degree the federal government agencies, to want to better help to help us in our ventures, particularly in science, and then eventually to help continue the momentum forward for job creation. And job creation in our industry is much more diversified than it was 10 years ago. Convergence of technologies have dramatically changed who we are and what we do. It's not just a therapeutic now. It's a therapeutic and a medical device combined together. It's personalized medicine to better understand how a drug or therapeutic works in combination with other therapies or other instruments. So we're very happy that the numbers are high, and we look forward actually to continue that process, realizing it is a very competitive environment.
Yeah, definitely. So Liisa, last question. What needs to be done to ensure the right talent for tomorrow's jobs?
So it's vital, these industry academic partnerships, to inspire the future generation of STEM professionals with this industry relevant knowledge. And there's tons of ways that companies can get involved in doing this, and many more of them are realizing how important this is. But they're doing things like job shadows and career talks, informational interviews, as well as internships. And these are all very important contributions that the industry can make and partner with academia to get this done.
I'd also like to add that we as a national organization, just this week, our board of directors approved a diversity committee to actually look at the need for bright minds in our industry, no matter where they come from, no matter who they are. It's a very high priority for us. We need more women, more minorities in our laboratories, in our offices, in our leadership in this industry going forward, because we're not going to stay competitive unless we have all these bright minds in place for us.
And that was echoed in the report findings amongst all of the executives, that is a critical need.
Great. Yes, and we've been hearing that here at Bio throughout the week, haven't we? Well, I want to thank you both for doing this important research for our industry. I know it's going to be vital information for the life science industry as a whole as they look to for the future workforce and finding those jobs. So everyone, you can find this important research in the report online. It's csbioinstitutes.org, and just check that website out to learn more about the Life Science Industry Trends Report.